Good evening, folks. Freddy Vazquez, Basement Politics Unfiltered.
Freddy wins.
Good evening, folks. I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, connecting the dots. Let's connect some more dots. Picking up where we left off yesterday. Hope everyone is well. A lot of craziness going on. Jeez, sorry guys. I apologize for that. I hope I wasn't going too long. Anyway, folks, I'm going to restate that. Connecting the dots. I want to pick off where I left off yesterday. Empire Strategic Planning. I spoke about the Nick Spano-owned lobbying firm. Nick Spano, former senator, brother to the mayor, Mike Spano, as well as brother to the Yonkers City clerk, Vinny Spano. Empire Strategic Planning is a lobbying firm that has clients like Empress and St. Joseph, among others. And what do they do for them? Not really sure. Would imagine that they help them get business, like the contracts that Empress has with the city of Yonkers. And there are other companies. One of them is AMS Developers, which is the client of theirs that I want to speak about tonight. What is AMS? And how is AMS, John Rubbo, Tasha Diaz, Harris Beach, Zehy, Jereis, and Empire Strategic Planning all connected? Let's start with AMS. Who is AMS? What is AMS? AMS is a developer, big-time developer. They're doing developments all over the city, but they've done developments in New York City Also in Jersey, they're spending millions, millions, and millions. I'm sure at this point it's hit the billions of dollars acquiring property. Some already there, others just empty lots that they're going to develop. And it's, ran by these two young guys, these principal, Michael Mitnick and Abraham Abadi, also known as Avi to his friends. They own 86 Main Street, the corner building with the Chase logo on it, Chase Bank in there. They also own the Trolley Barn, which include Councilman John Rubbo's business, Yonkers Brewing Company. They are his landlord. Has anyone asked for John's rent payments? Liam, the Inspector General, have you requested John Rubbo's rent payments like you did Mike Cater? You should. John Rubbo is also the chair of the Real Estate Committee. AMS is doing a lot of real estate deals, right? AMS is set to build the Teutonia, a 900-unit apartment building on Buena Vista. 900 units right next to the Trolley Barn that they already own. A lot of business for John. A lot of people like to drink beer. I know you're excited about it. Aren't you, John? I would be. I'm going to play this video here real quick. The mayor speaks.
To our wonderful city hall. There are certain times while being mayor, I feel, that as a city, we once in a while have what they call a watershed moment. And I believe today is one of those days. Today we gather to announce a monumental shift in the progress of our city with the development of Chicken Island. The city has been trying to develop Chicken Island for more than 40 years, and it's in the heart of our downtown, yet it's not been nothing more than just a parking lot. When I became mayor, those of us who were there, we knew the plan was to build a minor league stadium, and that deal had somewhat fallen apart along with the rest of the SFC downtown master plan. Although we have been successfully redeveloping the waterfront and the rest of the downtown, we knew it was essential that we resolve the Chicken Island issue. One of the things that we did was we decided that we would just shift our attention to the waterfront and develop, rather from Chicken Island out, developing the waterfront in. And we issued 3 RFPs, I'll get that right, at 3 different times. And each and every time we did that, it was very disappointing, the results that we received. Plans were vague, they were underfinanced, and frankly, they required.
So they were going to initially build a stadium there at Chicken Island, right? And people were excited about that. That would have brought in business, people coming in, spending money to come to games. That would also have provided jobs, not just construction jobs, but jobs that would be sustained as people would be required to work the stadium, the various positions that would have. But that was scrapped for whatever reason. And now AMS purchased it. And I hear with the help of John Rubbo, their tenant on the city council, who also chairs the real estate committee. And they're going to put luxury buildings there now. Well, luxury buildings don't bring many jobs. They bring construction jobs, but those haven't been going to our local labor. They've been going to companies from Connecticut, New Jersey, Rochester, non-union work. All those jobs, non-union. The studios being built, non-union. Principal Michael Mitnick and Abraham Abadi, or Avi, as I like to call him. All his friends call him Avi. Actually, never I spoken with Avi actually before. We've had conversations on the phone, believe it or not. I was looking to put my daycare center in one of their buildings when we first set out on this venture that has now brought me here. 2 young Jewish guys with money to spend. But where's that money coming from? Anyway, I'll let the Department of Homeland Security and the CIA figure that out. They have been on a grabbing, they have been grabbing up everything, like looters at an anti-police riot up in Rochester. That's a joke if you did the riot that happened up there anyway. AMS, again, Michael Mitnick and Abraham Abadi, young guys. Their mission is AMS endeavors to develop socially responsible real estate projects. Real estate underpins our communities, and communities underpin our society. We view every development project as an opportunity to build and enhance the neighborhood in which it is based. During our design process, we explore what we can contribute to every community we become a part of. We put heavy emphasis on the experience to create for all of our stakeholders, ranging from our buyers and renters to neighborhoods and local businesses, right? But that's not true because their developments have been pushing people out. Bringing in these luxury developments has been causing other rents to go up as well. Other investors coming in, smaller investors buying up the properties, and that's a whole nother podcast for another day, renovating them after they kick the people out and then increasing the rent, right? So that's what's really been happening here. And they've been bringing in a whole entirely new demographic. And so now why would they go to Nick Spano's Empire Strategic Planning? What kind of lobbying would they need? Think about that. As I mentioned yesterday, ESP, Empire Strategic Planning, is a lobbying firm, a company that gets paid to get elected officials to support whatever it is they want supported or to get bills / legislation passed that will benefit their clients. For example, if you have an oil company, you will want people lobbying for you to keep states from going all electric, right? Simple as that. Again, ESP will monitor and track legislation that has a huge impact on their clients. And it says it right there on their website. They get you meetings with key decision makers. That's right on their website. So what legislation do you think developers like AMS Acquisition would want Nick Spano's ESP monitoring and tracking? And now this is where Zehy, Jereis, and Tasha Diaz come in. Let's take it back to 2021. Before I do that, though, I want to show you some of the stuff they have. Let's look at their portfolio real quick. So again, they own 92 Main Street. That's the trolley barn. You know, John Rubbo's business is right there. 86 Main Street. I'm sorry, it was Citibank, not Chase. 86 Main Street, although they own the Chase too. That's another areas. And here they're looking at putting the Teutonia Hall Development, 55 Buena Vista Avenue. Not sure why they took a picture. That's what it's going to look like. You see those two buildings there? They're going high. 24 stories. They're turning Yonkers into a mini Manhattan. Chicken Island Development, 20 Palisade Avenue. Look at, this is where the KFC is now. So you're coming down here into downtown area. Now, wait till they start building that stuff and all the traffic that's going to cause. Here's some of the lenders. AMS Acquisition buys again in Yonkers with $18 million downtown deal. That's where they're going to locate the Teutonia on Buena Vista. Michael Mitnick, young guy. And so again, why would they want to hire Nick Spano, John Spano, and Empire Strategic Planning? Let's take the Teutonia, for example. That is going to be a 900-unit building, 900 residential. Back in 2021, what was the big legislation that everyone was hoping get passed? The Mike Cater authored, Shanae Williams introduced new affordable housing ordinance that would have increased the ordinance from 10%, where it currently stands, to 20%. That means that they would have to have put double the amount of affordable units in their developments. Now, that's a lot if you're building 900 units, and it's a lot if you're building a lot of residential developments throughout the city of Yonkers. And so now we can't have that. So how are we going to prevent that from happening? Well, maybe we'll hire a lobbying firm. They can lobby against it. Let's go to Empire Strategic Planning. And so that's what they did. They hired Empire Strategic Planning to lobby against the housing ordinance, the one that Tasha Diaz flip-flopped on. Because as it stands now, folks, the Teutonia is only going to have 45 affordable units that will be set aside out of 945. Had it been 20%, and had it been the new proposed ordinance that Mike Cater altered, they would have to have put 180 units. That's a huge difference. The way the ordinance stands now, they don't even have to put the entire 10%. So they're actually only doing 5% when we are in a housing crisis. We are in a housing crisis. That's Tasha Diaz, the majority leader, there with Nick Spano, the owner of Empire Strategic Planning. Is that not a conflict of interest? Tasha Diaz was supporting the housing ordinance right up until it was time to override the mayor's veto, because we knew the mayor didn't want to approve it. His brother represents clients who do not want that to pass. So the mayor vetoed it when Tasha Diaz and the rest of the council passed it. So they wanted it. The mayor vetoed it. And everyone was feeling confident that it was still going to get through because there was enough votes to override the mayor's veto. But according to Zehy Jereis, who I spoke to myself personally about this, he said that the mayor may have convinced Tasha Diaz not to override his veto. He told me just before they went into the vote, the mayor has spoken with them. But why would he speak to them about overriding his veto? He should not have been in the room for that conversation. So according to Zehy Jereis, it might have been a possibility that the mayor had convinced her that that new housing ordinance was not good and that she should not pass it. So she flipped. She voted no when it came time to override the mayor's veto, surprising everyone. That's the meeting where we heard,
let's get it popping.
It wasn't as bad as the last meeting they had where she called people beggars, but it was a wild one nonetheless. And so here she is, beautified in her fancy gown with the man himself. Thank you very much, Tasha Diaz. For that, you will be named majority leader. And now she's looking forward to city council president, seeing that she assured the term extensions legislation that Lakeisha Collins Bellamy introduced would pass. That's right. The skyscrapers are going to block the views, and they have made a promise that they would not build higher than a certain height. And so let's go back to James Kavanaugh and do some more dot connecting. Summer, thank you. His wife, Wilson Kimball, is the chair of the Zoning Board of Appeals. Well, before she was the chair of the Zoning Board of Appeals, she was just a regular member. And her influence and connection to Empire Strategic Planning, she was able to get 2 individuals removed without them being notified, treated like nobody, after giving 30 years of their time voluntarily. The 2 most senior members, along with the chair, who they pushed to retire in a lovely ceremony at City Hall, allowing the way for Wilson Kimball. And why were they pushed out? Because they would not approve the zoning changes that would have allowed the buildings to be built that high. They said it wasn't going to be good for the community and for the people there. The height, they initially wanted 27 stories for the one on 44 Hudson Terrace. They settled, I believe, at 25. But it's still high, and it still got approved. But they had to have people removed from the zoning board in order to do it. Wilson Kimball Kavanaugh, the wife of Jim Kavanaugh, partners at Empire Strategic Planning, also the former deputy mayor of the city of Yonkers and currently the president of the Yonkers Industrial Development Agency. And by the way, hello, Jim. I noticed that you liked the podcast yesterday. I invited you to follow the page. Make sure you check that out. Still, utter silence from our county legislators who represent Yonkers. They're not going to say nothing because that man is helping them win. Nick Spano not only owns and operates Empire Strategic Planning, but he damn near owns and operates our elected officials here in the city of Yonkers. It's just a fact. It's a fact. And so Tasha Diaz sold out the people. She sold out the people because Nick Spano wanted that. His clients, AMS, could not afford the housing ordinance to pass. And so he did his job. Job well done. AMS is happy. The people of Yonkers are not. A Spano promise is worth its weight in helium. And so this is what I want folks to understand. That they are all colluding. Speaking of county legislators, Will, this is Mike Spano's campaign party, re-election party. And I noticed that James Nolan was in the background there, holding up a sign. James Nolan's a Republican. Mike Spano's a Democrat. This was before he became a county legislator and also before he was working at DPW. So you're not going to see your legislators. The beggar and the multimillionaire. There goes some of our county legislator, David Tubiolo. You guys know her. That's Tyree Woodson, county legislator from Mount Vernon. Look at us. We do good things. Take a picture. There goes their media minion. The other media minion. City Council President Lakeisha Collins Bellamy. This is from the Collins Firm, LLC, utilizing the mayor and her relationship and her position as City Council President to promote her business. Rest in peace to Sully. This has nothing to do with Sully, please. I apologize, but this is the picture. Nick Spano there and the mayor hanging out and others. So how does Zehy, Jereis, and Tasha Diaz fit into the picture? Well, Zehy Jereis is the guy that got Tasha Diaz into politics. He has a soft spot for her and he said it to me. He said, I have this thing for Tasha, I care about her. That's what he said, I care about her a lot. I've heard other stories, but I won't repeat them. But he says he cares about her a lot and he loves to see people come from nothing and become something. And she is something, boy. And so she will do whatever Zehy Jereis wants her to do. And so Zehy Jereis knows that Nick Spano's Empire Strategic Planning needs this housing ordinance to fail. So he speaks to Tasha. It's not Nick. Hey, Tasha, darling, you know what you got to do. Let's look at her contributions. Who is contributing to Tasha Diaz's campaigns? A lot of developers. Who else is contributing to John Rubbo's campaign? AMS, his landlords. Empire Strategic Planning. This is showing that AMS is one of their clients. And again, the services they provide. This is from their website, monitoring and tracking legislation that impacts clients' interests, like the Affordable Housing Ordinance. What about the term limit extension? What about that legislation? Do you think that impacts their clients? Absolutely. He needs to keep his brother in office. Connecting clients with decision makers in state and local government, scheduling and coordinating meetings with key public officials. That should be illegal. CCP from CPG working for the GOP. I like that one because they definitely are Republicans. Zehy Jereis is a Republican. Mike Spano, a Republican. Nick Spano, a Republican. James Kavanaugh, Republican. Vinny Spano, Republican. They are all Republicans. They took over the Democratic Party. They realized the numbers were in their favor if they were Democrats. And so that's what they did. It's not about party. It's not about politics. It's about money. Too bad she can't see how she's being played. You know, what a fool. I wonder if she knows or not. She may know, but, you know, it's like a drug, right? You know it's screwing up your life, but you love the high, and you're addicted, and you can't get away from it. And I try to warn her. Thanks for putting our county legislators who represent Yonkers in the spot. I emailed David Tubiolo 3 times and called his aide and never got a response. It's sad. They give out all these proclamations and everything, and they take pictures and put them up. What does that mean? What do those proclamations mean? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's an opportunity to take a picture and try and gain a voter, a supporter. And they don't like me because I don't kiss ass. And I'm sorry. I just don't. It's not in my genes. It's not in my DNA. According to principals Michael Minnick and Avi Abadi of AMS Acquisitions, the firm has completed the $18.3 million purchase of a 50,000 square foot lot at 55 Buena Vista. The firm plans to a 24-story, 361 unit rental. They must have changed it now. It's 900. The purchase of 55, this is an old from 2018. So that's what they do. They come in with one plan and then they change it on you at the last minute. So, folks, how does John Rubbo connect? Well, AMS is his landlord. He is the chair of the real estate committee. He has a sweet deal. He doesn't own the building. So the next best thing is to give a favor to your landlord so they can give you favors on your rent and other expenses. And so that's why it was imperative for him to make sure he stayed on as the real estate chair, but more importantly, make sure that he got reelected. He almost lost to Carlos Burgos, a political nobody. He took him to court. Well, not him, I should say. He had one of his employees, a former employee, take him to court, Carlos Burgos, to challenge his petitions. What was crazy about that whole situation is that he used Harris Beach to represent him, this former employee who also had his job listed as a freelance masseuse on his LinkedIn page. So where does this freelance masseuse, former employee at the Yonkers Brewing Company, get the kind of money to represent him in his challenge of signatures on Carlos Burgos' petition, but not only his, but the other guy that was running against John Rubbo? Does he care that much to spend that money? Or did John put him up to it? And did John pay it? Or did Harris Beach just do a favor? After all, Harris Beach is the people you email when you want to reach Empire Strategic Planning. That's right. How do you contact Empire Strategic Planning? Well, here they have info Empire Planning. But I showed you yesterday, there's an email address that's tied to Empire Strategic Planning. The email is nnaclario, or something like that, and at Harris Beach. And I hear that that person, Cindy Naclario, is actually the wife of Deputy Mayor Steve Levy. Harris Beach also represents the Yonkers Industrial Development Agency, where Jim Kavanaugh, the partner and lobbyist of Empire Strategic Planning, is the president of. He's also a former deputy mayor of the city of Yonkers. Harris Beach. And I believe Harris Beach may actually be representing the mayor in the Mike Cater lawsuit. Interesting. Very interesting. So John Rubbo gets Harris Beach to represent this freelance masseuse, former employee of his, to challenge Carlos Burgo's signatures. It's not successful. Carlos Burgo still gets on the ballot. And so in order for Carlos Burgos not to get the working family or working family party line, they go and get Henry, I believe, D. John, whatever his name is, his sister, to take the line. So Carlos Burgos would not run against him in the general election. Can you believe that? So after defeating him in the primaries, Carlos Burgos, running as Democrat, could not get the working family's party line after almost beating John Rubbo in the primaries because they clogged the line with Henry D. John Balage's sister. They purposely kept him out of the general election. John wanted to remain in office. It was imperative that he remain councilman for District 4 and real estate chair. AMS needed him to do that. And so did Empire Strategic Planning. So you see how it's all connected, folks? Do you see why the housing ordinance did not get passed? To all those individuals who were there protesting it, who went to City Hall to demand that they pass the housing ordinance, individuals like legislator Christopher Johnson, who someone said in the Yonkers Tribune is my puppet master. I'm Christopher Johnson's puppet. I wonder where that came from. I do remember Zehy Jereis loving the idea of me running against Christopher Johnson. Now, I don't know if that's true. Maybe they wanted to just see if he and I had a relationship and he was maybe the guy that was behind basement politics. But again, folks, everyone in the city of Yonkers who is tired of this corruption, who wants to see change, are the ones behind basement politics. Don't forget that. Cabal, don't forget that. So 33 minutes. So folks, that's my podcast for the day, for this evening. So I wanted to, I'm going to talk about this real quick though, but I wanted to make that connection to the housing ordinance and why it was defeated, why Tasha Diaz flip-flopped. Clients like AMS Acquisition that have purchased Chicken Island, where they would be putting 4 or 5 luxury developments. They will be They will be putting another 900-unit building on Buena Vista, and then another building on North Broadway, residential building. Have every reason to want to have seen that ordinance fail, and it did. And so, I mean, you see the conflict of interest there? They hired the mayor's brother. The guy that was just hanging out with Tasha Diaz in that picture, the woman who flip-flopped on the vote, Sandy Anabi style, who was brought into politics by Zehy Jereis, the guy who got Sandy Anabi to flip-flop on her vote that sent her to jail for 2 years and sent him to jail for 4 years? And it's happening again? And no one's stopping it? Something's going on. Something ain't right. And so why do you think the term extension legislation was introduced by Lakeisha Collins Bellamy, someone who thanked Frankie Jereis and Zehy Jereis the night that she won her election, along with Wilson Kimball, the wife to Jim Kavanaugh, lobbyist and partner at Empire Strategic Planning. She introduced the legislation to extend the term limits once again by herself, because that is in the best interest of ESP's clients like AMS, clients like Empress, clients like St. Joseph, and others that I mentioned yesterday on the podcast. So you see why they got rid of Mike Cater. He was a thorn in the side of the developers who wanted to move forward with their plans, and they are. Ludlow Project is next. TOD. CCP from CPG. But you all don't worry about me, because you got the FBI watching FB. You see? Anyway, folks, I'm Freddy Vazquez. Oh, actually, you know what? I want to read this. Look at this. Look at this. I made it to the Times. The Tribune. Yonkers Tribune. This guy's got this article about me. This is complete. Like, it's such a false, like, it's totally a lie. Like, it's just made up, right? It's just made up. And they don't have any issues putting this on here just the way it is, made up. I don't understand that. I guess he's like, I'm about to die. I don't got nothing to do. But I don't believe that it's Zehy running this page anymore. I think this is Zehy Jereis, his son Frankie Jereis. And NYU will be receiving a call from me because I got to let them know about one of their law students. I got the evidence. I'm going to send it to them. Let's see what they're going to say. Andrea Vazquez, my lovely wife. And by the way, Yonkers Public School, I see you guys sharing the Lincoln cheerleading squad. You guys going to share the Roosevelt cheerleading squad? They got some dope videos, man, that I shared. Be nice. Andrea Vazquez, a Yonkers Public School assistant principal, seen standing. She wasn't standing. She was frantically pacing, didn't know what to do. Is Freddy Vazquez's wife. Whereas the woman held onto the ground is Freddy Vazquez's uncle's wife. Oh, okay. So that's not the parent of a child at my daycare. Oh, that's what Rubbo said. Oh, man. Okay. All right. So, okay. Has he got that part right? Actually, it's not all the way right. It was his girlfriend, not wife. The woman manhandled by Alfredo. Hey, you want to put my full name? Alfredo Vazquez. Oh, Zehy. Oh, Frankie. Freddy Vazquez, against her will, is held prone to the ground. She is seen and heard screaming in terror. But they mention nothing about my wife screaming in terror. Nothing about my wife screaming in terror. He's going to kill me. Yes. You know why she started saying that? Because once I released her sister, because I had two women. Let's get it right. Okay. I wasn't just restraining one. I was restraining two. I let one go because she promised to just leave. And I was scared that the third one with the big stick, with the metal thing at the end of it, was going to come in here and swing it at my wife. And I wanted to be prepared for that. She did. She walked out, and that's when she started recording. So the minute the girl that I still held saw that she was recording, she started screaming, "Help, he's going to kill me." Right? So that's what they wanted to do. And so the reason why I said get my gun, right, is because I wanted to scare them. Listen, say what you want. I was going to do anything. I don't care. Anyone that is saying what they would have done in that situation, you're really being a bit ignorant because you don't know what you would have done. You were not in that situation. It was not your wife and your two children faced with that danger. They were obviously aggressive and ready to destroy stuff because they did. They broke my window. Cost me over $1,000 to fix that window. Police came. We called the cops. And they asked if I wanted to press charges. Now, why have they not put the police report up? Think about that. Think about that. And you should all shame these people for that. Especially the Yonkers NAACP, because that's a black woman. And I'm going to say it again. And I'm not trying to beef with you guys at all. But listen, let's keep it 100%. We got to really do some stuff out here. There's a lot of work to be done. This is the beginning of it, putting these people on blast that are doing this, because Pastor Coleman said so himself, that he was, retaliated on. He had people coming at him because he spoke up. That's not okay. And then they recently have been attacking his wife on Facebook. So we need to speak up about it. I can't be the only one. I cannot be the only one. And don't be scared because, well, what if Mike Spano wins? Maybe we don't want to. Unbelievable. That's not me. She is seen in her screaming terror. This while Freddy Vazquez is heard demanding Andre get my gun. Right. Did she get my gun? Was there ever a gun shown there? And the police report that you don't put up, did it mention anything about a gun? It does mention that she admitted to attacking me and trespassing. The incident depicted in the video clip is said to have taken place at 105 Lockwood Avenue, the address of the daycare center owned by Alfredo Vazquez and his wife. But it was not a daycare at that time. We had not opened up. So it wasn't a daycare center. The Yonkers Public School District formally engages and promotes parents send their children to attend Little Prodigies. So now he's trying to shame the Yonkers Public School District, right? So you see what they're doing here. This is not reporting. This is not news reporting. That's an opinion. He's trying to persuade you into thinking, yeah, why is the Yonkers Public School allowing him or promoting him to go there or kids to go there? That's what he's trying to do by that. So you have to understand their little strategy here. At issue is whether the Yonkers Board of Education trustees reviewed and endorsed the daycare center. But what are you talking about, Zehy? If I did what you idiots said I did, I would be in jail. I would have been arrested. I mean, if this guy thinks that people are going to fall for this, and if people do, why wasn't I arrested? Why isn't my daycare center shut down? Right? We all know Mr. ABC controls Yonkers Tribune, no surprise here. And he's referring to Zehy Jereis. They call him Mr. ABC because he tells everybody to bring cash. Always bring cash. And he's bringing a lot of heat on the Spanos, I tell you that much. Mike, Nick, and your brother Vinny also. Are you guys knowing what him and Zehy have been up to? Have you sanctioned what they've done? You haven't seen everything because I haven't put it out there yet. And I'm not. Some of it will be for the court. But Mike, Nick, Zehy, and Vinny are wild, man. Wild. Look what they're doing. This guy's putting up a complete lie. Look at his face right here. Look at his mug right here. Why you think he promotes his stuff on this page? They pay this guy. That's how they pay him. They give him money through these BS advertisement, but it's really to do stuff like this. And now they're using the Child Care Council of Westchester as well. The woman is saying that she was concerned and fears me, and so she and her staff locked the doors. What? Did I miss something? Did something happen that I was not aware about? Because last time I got off the phone with a supervisor, Leslie, she apologized to me, and I apologized to her. And we agreed that that guy, Blade, who came there, would not be coming back. And all of a sudden, now the executive director of the Child Care Council of Westchester is telling our state overseer or whatever, the review guy that's assigned to our case, for the licensing process, that I'm aggressive and that they fear for their safety. So she had her and staff lock their doors. I don't even know where they're at. I've never been there. I didn't even know this lady, Kathy Hallis. I spoke to Leslie, the supervisor. Kathy, why didn't you call me? Your guy was aggressive. I got it on video, Kathy. Do you got me on video being aggressive? No, but you're going around telling people that, Kathy. That's libel. You're lying. You're making things up about me, Kathy, and you're doing it to the guy that's supposed to be licensing us. What if he then says, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't? Are you trying to hurt my business, Kathy? I don't understand. Why would you say that? That blows my mind, but you sound like the Yonkers Tribune, Kathy. Do you know Zehy Jereis, Kathy? I'm just wondering. He's got a Scarsdale address, and so do you now. I know because I went to your page and I saw that your offices are in Scarsdale. But guess what, Kathy? You'll never see me there. I promise you that. Because if you think I'm stupid enough to go there and do something, then you really don't know what you're talking about. And maybe you are, because you think that you are going to be able to say something like that and just get away with it when I have done nothing, Kathy, nothing at all. For you to say that to the individual that's supposed to be licensing us, Kathy, that could hurt our business. You're putting stuff in his head. Thank God he's not a Zehy Jereis puppet. So this is unbelievable that they're trying to get the Yonkers Board of Education, the Board of Trustees, the Yonkers Public Schools to consider or maybe not, keeping my contract and stuff. But listen, if they're going to treat me the way they've been treating me, it doesn't matter, really. I'll be honest with you. Because I'm not going to kiss ass. I'm not going to, I'm sorry. No, man, I'm sorry. No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please don't do that. That's not who I am. Okay? That's just not who I am. Never have been. I'll make a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I've been doing that all my life. What's going to change now? At issue is whether background checks have been conducted. Yes, they have, you moron. And I passed with flying colors because I don't have any legal issues. Never. Not like Rubbo's, but they invite him into the schools. That's what we should be asking the Yonkers Public Schools and the Board of Trustees. Why is it that you allow men like Rui Ben Rose, from the Yonkers Voice into any school building, knowing that in 1995, he was arrested for fondling a girl under the age of 16 at his karate school. She ran home and told her parents this. He pled guilty to a lesser charge that he will not speak about. Why? And then in 2018, there's police reports because he had child pornography in his computer. He did. The police reports are there. Yet he's invited by the administration, and the Yonkers Board of Education and Yonkers Public Schools don't do anything about it. Why aren't you writing about that, Yonkers Tribune? Because you're a paid puppet. Because your goal is to go after anyone who speaks about the administration and elected officials. Freddy Vazquez is speaking the truth, and you don't like it. But your lies are not going to stop me. They're co-signing child pornography 1,000%. Why are they allowing that man anywhere near children? They have it in their police report. I have a copy of it. Thank you to the insiders who are helping me. They must be co-signing his pedo ways. Yeah. What? They let him in schools? Absolutely. Not only did they let him in schools with that, but they let him into the school that my wife works at, knowing what this man has been doing to my wife, terrorizing her for no reason. This man even made a comment saying he wonders, this is how disgusting and delusional and perverted this man is. He wonders if I'm thinking about him while I'm intimate with my wife. Why would I ever think about you? Had you never injected yourself into my life by telling me that elected officials wanted you and Brian Harrah to do exactly what you guys are doing to hurt my business, I wouldn't give two craps about you because you're with nobody to me. A nobody. An opportunist is what you are. You make your money off dead people, people overdosing, people being arrested, people in car accidents hurt. You exploit people's situations that they don't want everyone to see, but you put it on blast. And I'm surprised that no one has beat you up by now, really. I've seen it almost come to that point. The cops don't like him. I remember I asked him a question at the library. I said, hey, Ruros, can I interview you about your son? And the fact that he and his friend beat up a fireman. Yeah, that's right, folks. Ruro's son, the Yonkers police that is currently on desk duty with no gun, beat up a fireman in White Plains with his friend. And that's why he's doing this to me, because they told him, you better do this or your son is going to see the shrink like Anthony DiMaggio and we're going to fire him. No pension. And so he's doing this to me because of that reason. Vinny Spanos got him by the balls. He does exploit dead people, showing people who are being put into ambulances after having overdoses. I remember he almost got beat up on Elm Street and he was calling for this guy to help him. Guy was calling him a pedophile, telling him to get out of there. The cops were just laughing because they don't like him or respect him. The man is in their way, in their faces, with the damn camera all the time. Just so he can get stars. That's what he does it for. He does it for the stars.
Are we? Let's make it happen, guys. Make me happy today. That's a lot of stars. Hopefully, we're going to get to 3,500 stars. When I get there, I will be happy.
He was slurring his words in that video. That's the video he was talking crap about me, Johnny. There's one of them, Johnny, that people sent me. He was slurring his words like a drunk, like John Rivera. And I'm tired of these individuals in this city of Yonkers talking this shit, because if it was any other way, that guy would have problems. But because I'm Freddy Vazquez on Basement Politics, I gotta be cool. And I'm gonna be cool. And I'm gonna take them to court. That's it. And I'm gonna expose them all. But enough is enough. Enough is enough with this trash. Trash. It's unbelievable that this is what's happening in the third largest city of the state of New York. We're a bunch of fools. Is that what it is? We're a bunch of buffoons. There's a clown show in this city. City council president under pressure right now. Telling people I'm messy. Really? Really? Why are you going around telling residents of the city of Yonkers that I'm messy? Why? Because I'm exposing you? That's why? Because I'm exposing y'all for not caring about your people, knowing that they're getting pushed out. You're approving all these zoning changes. I'm tired of it. I'm fed up. I'm absolutely fed up with this trash. I'm really fed up with this trash. Of course, background checks were conducted. I wasn't arrested. Show the police report. That's what pisses me off. It's a blatant lie. If they look at the police report, it says it all. There's no need for an article. But they don't do that. And that's what bothers me. That's what bothers me. They intentionally are trying to create this false narrative. And they're trying to now make me look like an aggressive person. Listen, I don't take no crap. I don't make no qualms about that. Make no bones about that. I don't take no crap from people. That's just how I am. Does that mean that I'm an aggressive person going to beat everybody up? No, it does not. No, it does not. Where are the police reports? Where are the arrest records? They're not there. They're not there. Nothing. Nothing. And so that's why they have to fabricate these stories. And it's just unbelievable that they throw my wife in there and that they're truly hurting our business. They are. They've truly hurt our business. They talk about my mental stability validated as, what he says here, recognizing the seemingly unhinged and threatening demeanor of Freddy Vazquez in the video clip. What? I'm holding a person who attacked me down, who was still trying to attack me even when she was being held down. She was trying to scratch me and swing at me. That's why her arm is up. She's trying to swing at me. That's the one that set it off. She would not stop. She was under the influence. She is a heroin addict. None of that is mentioned in there. None of that. Heroin addict, under the influence of drugs, withdrawing, wanted money bad, and jumped me with her sister because I didn't have a check that I didn't even know was supposed to be made out to her boyfriend, my uncle. And so I tried to make it right. That had to do with my ex-partner. I should have let his ass deal with it. But I tried to make it right. And none of my, now, you know, the aunt that called me for him, don't say nothing. Oh, my bad, Freddy, that's messed up. That's messed up. Call in or something. Tell people that that's not right. You know how your brother is? You know, because that's hurting my business and my wife. And people are trying to paint us and like, you know, like we have this dangerous place for kids. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do, and that's what they've done. You know, and you got to see the text messages I got from Rubbo the day that he put that video out and CPS came. But I got a lot of evidence, and I got people on my side because they know who I really am. I don't have to buy people like you do. I don't have to blackmail people to doing things for me like you guys do. And be careful the coke that you're sniffing. It might be laced with fentanyl. You never know. Cokeheads. Don't talk about me. Bunch of cokeheads. You are their biggest fear. A resident who isn't scared of them and is willing to expose their corruption. Absolutely. I'm not. I'm not scared. Not because I'm the biggest tough guy. It's because I'm tired of it. Enough is enough, people. They've done this to a lot of people already. Enough is enough. This is crazy. And then there's these group of individuals that are part of this little cabal. You see them, the same people. Just pay attention to all these galas. Pay attention to all these fundraisers, all the little pictures that they put up. It's the same people. And they're spread out at the Board of Ed, at the building department, throughout the police department, fire department, you know, Council Westchester, you know, Child Care Council Westchester, you know, and all these other organizations, you know, like the Chamber of Commerce and all that stuff. And they so all fancy and they think they all sound special and they think they're better than the most of us. That's their attitude. You seen the screenshot of the text message I put up from a DPW guy inviting someone to a special fundraiser for the mayor that was thrown by Akeem Jamal, the guy who was drunk and high and went down the wrong way on Central Park Avenue, crashing into another car. And that was wiped away. He got a job promotion after that. And then he went to work with the governor. But I think she didn't want him, so she sent him down to Roosevelt Island, where he got a job there, but the local newspaper questioned why was he even there and why did he get that job when he was not qualified. I showed you the picture. I put it up. That was taken by Jamal Ibrahim, or Jimmy, the man that was arrested with 100 grams of cocaine. But that disappeared. And now Jimmy's working for DPW, making over $71,000 a year. What happened to the cocaine charge? Why aren't you talking about that, Yonkers Tribune? Why aren't you talking about that, Yonkers Voice? And they're looking to make the mother of his child a judge. Carmen Gomez's new stepdaughter. It's crazy how connected it is. Same people. Think about it. Just think about it. What do you think happened? They're out all hanging out, drinking and stuff. The guy that got caught with 100 grams of cocaine is there. He takes the picture. The other guy that drives drunk and crashes is there. Mike Spano says it's time to go, but he has a driver. Akeem doesn't. What do you think Jamal Ibrahim brought to the party? Why is he hanging around with them? What's so special about him? Why is he around that group? It just doesn't make sense. It's an odd thing, right? He's like the odd man out, but he's still there. Why? Some people are just there because they bring the party favors. Let's just keep it 100, as John Rivera says. Bring the party favors. Now it's time to go home. Akeem he doesn't have the luxury of a driver. But isn't it interesting that his damn whole entire family works for the city of Yonkers? This kid who drives drunk, crashes. Thank God he didn't kill the guy. And I wonder why when the guy sued him, he didn't mention the fact that he was drunk. He only said that he was speeding and driving, erratically or something like that. If you're going to sue somebody who hit you, especially if they're drunk, you want to mention that they were drunk. It's going to help your case. But he didn't, for whatever reason. And somebody, by the way, listen, keep it 100. They tried to give me some information that was already public information. If you're going to give me information, give me some real information. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I already had that information. All right. So that information is on a certain individual who's arrested in a ring, sting, while working for DPW. I don't know who it is that's trying to give me that information, but that's public information anyway. I'm just saying. Because the hospital would tell the toxicology report, did they? Some dude named Vinny got caught multiple times with opioids, and he's even did time in Valhalla, and he works for DPW. I remember that crazy accident. Yeah. Yet these individuals still managed to succeed, still managed to get jobs, high-paying jobs, still managed to get raises. A guy like me who tries to open up a daycare center speaks about the issues I'm having with the building department, gets accused of all kinds of stuff, child pornography, drugs, guns, and beating up a parent that never existed. As a result, I had a CPS case, but they're not really taking that serious. They understand what it is. Still a process, but they realize that it's someone just coming after us. And eventually, those who were responsible will be made public. And I will show you the proof. And you will be maybe not surprised, actually. I'd like to say surprised, but I don't think so. And so, again, Mikey, Nikki, got to watch Vinny. He's slipping up, messing around too much with Zehy, doing a lot of stuff in the building department maybe they should not be doing. I mean, they got corporate counsel involved right here. Hey, corporate counsel of the city of Yonkers, are you messing around with Zehy Jereis? I'm just saying, be easy with those, violation things you guys got going on there. I mean, you should know better. You're a nice guy. I've spoken to you once or twice. But get rid of Zehy Jereis. He's a cancer. Look what he did to Sandy and Nabi. And he's going to bring the rest of you guys down. Well, you probably do that yourselves anyway. I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. I know. They don't like when I start talking about certain things. There goes with the stupid comments. Unbelievable. Thank you for watching, folks. That is the connection, connecting the dots. And I'm going to continue connecting more dots. Let's talk about the city council president, how she became city council president. What does Lakeisha Collins Bellamy, Wilson Kimball, Zehy Jereis, and Frankie Jereis all have in common with Empire Strategic Planning? Let's talk about it tomorrow. I'm Freddy Vazquez, folks. Thank you for watching. Listen, support me, please. Let those people know you guys are a bunch of nasty, disgusting, fools for putting this stuff up. It's unbelievable. And look at the comments. Look how ridiculous it is. I mean, look at the comments. Let me read the comments. That's really what I wanted to read. This is the stupidest. I mean, it's so ridiculous. Unbelievable. The first, let me go to the down here. Somebody wrote, people be careful, this fool, from vaccines to vast Spano conspiracies. You guys think there's a Spano conspiracies? He is delusional. Vinny Spano befriended this schmuck, and I knew this guy was Jewish, schmuck, in an effort to use him as a blunt instrument. Little did Vinny know the guy is Meshuganaga. Yes, delusional. These are not the rants of an ordinary yenta, but a Meshuganaga snoring for access and attention. And I want no attention. And I had access. Remember, I was going to those parties. I was invited to those parties. You know what I'm talking about, where certain elected officials, current elected officials would attend, police officers, firemen, big business guys. So, hey, I had the access and I didn't want the attention. Never did. It is not the cavilling or the kvetching of a normal man. Vinny Kabitzin is coming to bite him in the dupa. Abi Gazum. He's a disgusting human being. He doesn't surprise me. He's in bed with the caters. Garbage loves garbage. Yeah, that's right. I've been told he hits, look at this. I've been told he hits his wife at times in front of others and laughs like a lunatic afterwards. Wow. Really? Anyone want to step up? Yeah. Why don't they bring? Listen. If I hit my wife in front of other people, trust and believe they would have had somebody out on a camera with Rubbo or one of these fools talking about it. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Many of Yonkers residents are talking about these same issues behind closed doors, but feel there's nothing they can do. No, there is. That's bringing it to light. The reason why nothing's been done is because it's been talked about behind closed doors. Enough is enough. We must put them on blast. We must expose them, put the mirror up to them and say, this is what you're doing. And if there are individuals like the New York State Attorney General, the Westchester County District Attorney's Office, and New York State Inspector General that will not do nothing, then we must make that known as well. And we must vote them out. That's what it comes down to. We have to challenge them. It's no other way. Notice the only one he doesn't talk about is Chris Johnson. He is Chris Johnson's henchman because he doesn't have the balls to go up against anyone, and he is also hated by everyone. Freddy is Christopher Johnson's puppet. And he's talking about Christopher Johnson not having the balls to go up against anyone and being hated by everyone. I hear that there is a Christopher Johnson Spano thing. They don't like each other. That's why they wanted me to run up against Christopher Johnson, right? So let me read the first comment. I go back up here. Vazquez has after-hour adult parties. I wonder who this is. They're calling me by the last name. Vazquez has after-hours adult parties with his Chinese side piece, invite only. CPS should show up at 1 a.m. Well, go ahead, CPS. Go ahead. Show up at 1 a.m. They're right. They're right. Please come tonight at 1 a.m. I promise you, you're going to enjoy what you see. Vazquez, but let me tell you this. I may not be having adult parties after hours at my daycare center, but I know of other daycare centers that are. I've had the pictures sent to me showing individuals inside with alcohol and hookahs. Hookahs. And this is where the mayor's going to be doing a grand opening soon. But he canceled on mine. Mike, you canceled on mine. Mike, I was trying to help you look good, Mike. You're betting on the wrong horse, man. I was the one with substance. I'm the one with the longevity, Mike. But I guess you don't want guys like me, because guys like me, we not happy with the crumbs. We never were. We never are. You know that. You know that, Mike. That's why. Some people are. The ones you're doing the grand opening, they're happy with the crumbs. I'm not. Marriage, Vazquez's marriage is one of convenience. Check this out. His wife doesn't care about his extracurricular activities at 105 Lockwood. And I asked my wife if that was true, and she said no, because, I was hoping that, we could swing. Let's swing. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. It's funny. I was talking to someone today, and I read these comments, and then when I got to this one, they said, yeah, I know that's full of shit. I said, long time, the time that I've known you, you've never talked about women or partying or nothing like that. Because I've never been into that. I used to almost think that I was a little weird for that, not being into, I found my wife. I was good. Again, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I don't want to say, oh, he thinks he's perfect. No, it's just, certain things are just not for my cup of tea. You know what I mean? Amazing what you can get away with at a daycare center. Yeah, tell me about it. But it's a fire trap. Wondering if YFD has ever inspected there. Yes, they have, in fact, and they did a surprise inspection. And they were nice enough to give me the smoke alarm CO detector things that they said were the new ones that were required. So I put them in along with the old ones that were still there. I never took the old ones down, but I am taking them down as they start to, the battery goes out and it starts to beep. So people have heard the beeping, oh, your battery needs to change. No, I just got to take that one down because we have new ones installed now and they have a 10-year battery life. So we just got them from the Yonkers Fire Department. So shout out to the Yonkers Fire Department for that. Thank you. And, they came through. Everybody loves the place when they come through. It's sad that there are individuals that do this, right? This is what they do. And these are adults even. And they're elected officials. They're tied to elected officials. They're tied to city court judges. This is what's sad. You've heard of 6 degrees of separation, right? But these people are so damn close. So like no degrees of separation between these people. And this is what they're doing. He has after look, they try look, it's funny. You ever heard of projecting, when people project themselves onto others and say that someone's doing something that's really them? I think this is what they're doing here. All these after hour comments. He has after hour pinto parties. I don't know what the hell that is. In his daycare. He doesn't watch porno when the kids are there. He's got this Korean girlfriend and they host porno parties at the daycare. How childish and ridiculous do you have to be to get on this page and make this stupid comment about an individual that you don't even know, right? Like, I don't do this. I don't even people I don't like, I don't do this about them. It's just the mind of these people. This is why I want to read it. I want you to think about the mind of these people, that they do this. They're sadistic, like Anthony DiMaggio said, they're sick, they're twisted, and they think of this stuff. And this is what they do. And I don't know if it's the cocaine triggering their brain. Folks, I'll be honest with you. Cocaine usage is a big problem within our city government. I bet you right now, if we went and did random drug tests right now, some people would fail. That's a fact, folks. And I'm not trying to make anything up. That's a fact. That is a straight fact. Remember, the guy that was hanging out with that crew that posted that picture got arrested for 100 grams of cocaine. But where's the charge? You can't find it now. It disappeared. They took it out of the fucking system. I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Only place where you get it wrong. I ain't scared to go up against these guys. They're going to try to come at me what they want to come at me. So be it. These are all comments from the Spano clan. Absolutely. No Yonkers residents even read the Tribune. That's right. That's why they only got 9 comments. You guys are done. Freddy Vazquez and Basement Politics taking over because people want the truth. People can handle the truth. People want the truth, man. And people are really tired of it. People are tired of it. They are, agree with what I'm saying. They know what I'm saying is right. And they watch and they spread this podcast because they agree with it. And they wish that they were in a situation where they can possibly lose their job because they would tell it all. And I get it. Don't lose your job, Got to take care of the fan first. Do you have a PayPal or Cash App? No, I don't. Why, you gonna send me some money? I don't. I do Zelle though. I don't have any of them. No, I don't. Freddy, you had a little target on your back when you started with Anthony. Now that you're exposing Spanos, your target is growing. Oh, I already had a target on my back. You see, they sent CPS to my business. You see what they did? They had Rubbo put out that video. They went and got that video. And then they gave it to Rubbo. And it's sad because as much as I love the YPD, I'm hearing that it was some individuals within the Yonkers Police Department that were involved in in acquiring that video. And I believe that Officer Vincent Spano, in my opinion, and from evidence that I have and sources, he's a younger member of the Spano family. He's a police officer. I believe he was there that day. He may have, also have something to do with that as well. I'm gonna, we got, it is what it is. When the court comes, it'll be all, it'll be more clear. That's all. The comment section of the Tribune is Cowards Forum. Step into the arena with 2 feet or go back to your misery in Spitzer. Yeah, put your face to it. I don't create fake profiles. I don't. And so, that's what they do. They talk about that stuff, but you already lose your credibility when you come in as a fake page, right? Especially to talk a bunch of nonsense and such disgusting things. Third-party company should drug test the whole city of Yonkers. 1,000% A1. 1000%. Listen to the meetings closely. If you hear the sniffing, you hear that a lot. That's because someone has sniffed the line. Okay? And this happens almost every day in the city of Yonkers, City Hall. I hear this gambling going on in there and all that. This is what sources are telling me. I'm not saying it's true or not. I don't know, but I'm multiple sources. Actually, someone just told me about it today, not even telling me about it. They were just talking about it, right? It wasn't like they were telling me. And I was like, well, shit, that's what they, I'm getting from sources. So, it must be true. There's gambling going on in City Hall. It's crazy. Definitely drug use because I've seen it with my own eyes. I'll testify to it if it happens. I didn't see them using it, but I know what people look when you sniff cocaine, right? Not that I promise you I've never done cocaine. And if I did, I would tell you, but I don't think I would tell you, but I never did. I wouldn't tell you. I've never tried cocaine in my life. That's honestly not true. But growing up in the hood, people that, you see people that do it, right? And why I never really went into crazy drugs and stuff like that is because I saw people do that, right? So, me wanting to get out the hood, me wanting to, stay married with my wife and, not be divorced and, have the single parent home or, it was all from seeing that so much around me. So it was like I wanted to do the opposite stuff, and that's why I don't, drink that much. Like, I just seen it. I remember I used to sneak beers from my dad. It was funny. I love my dad. And I used to be sneaking beers out for my dad. Him and my uncle used to hang out outside the building. I would sneak out the beers for them because I was like, no, the beers are for the people in the party. And family stuff back in Buena Vista. I miss those days. But yeah, so, but I've seen people do that, right? And so I don't know what it is, but they have to keep sniffing. Like it makes them like sniff a lot, like almost like their nose is running, right? And they're constantly. So if you see that, and you will notice that, I mean, listen, I can show you video. I have videos. I've saved the videos. And that's all you hear, you know what I mean? And so that's when you know that they've done it. And again, the elected officials on the people's time. Do it on your own time. And don't hurt nobody while you're doing it. That's all I'm saying. That's your business. Look, to each his own. But you're elected officials on the people's time. That's not the time and place. And, that stuff kind of messes up your brain, for real. Going up to your brain, right, from your nose, it's gotta, especially if you're doing it while on the job, your decision-making process cannot be that great, right? So that's why I mention it, because that's a danger. That's a danger. I'm Freddy Vazquez, Basement Politics Unfiltered, keeping it honest. Let's go. You want to accuse me of shit? I'm going to report the real stuff. You make fake stuff up, I'm going to put the real stuff up. It's up to you. Everyone knows drug users, but not all drug users, right? Because it's not just every drug that you do that. It's just cocaine, right? Like, I mean, I never see people smoking weed. I don't see them sniffing all the time because they smoke the blunt. You know what I mean? But I just assume it was only with cocaine, but I guess it could be. They're getting shitty cocaine when they need to get a bump every 15 minutes. I don't know. Hey, Jamal, I don't know. Jamal don't got the good stuff. Drug sniffers. Yeah, I guess drug sniffers. Yeah. I don't know, but I hear also that really tears up your nose and whatever. It's not good, man. It's definitely not good. But hey, that's their business, to each his own. Just don't do it under people's time. And don't make decisions under the influence. Don't pass legislation under the influence. I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics. I've been way too long. Have a beautiful and blessed Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday. What will I bring back from the past? What will I bring back from the past? Staying with me for over an hour. I appreciate it, folks. Continue to share the podcast and let everyone know. Freddy Vazquez is speaking the truth, so they're going to come at him. Please do not listen to what these individuals are saying. They're completely making stuff up. I have an Asian side piece who helps me throw porno parties after hours at my daycare. Could you believe that? Unbelievable. And Chris Johnson, I didn't know you were my puppet master, but apparently you are. And my wife doesn't mind my extracurricular activities because we're only married for convenience. Trust me, and every man will tell you, being married sometimes doesn't feel like a convenience. Feel like an inconvenience. I was just kidding. Honey, don't leave the toothpaste in the shower.
Freddy wins.
funny the little things that'll bother you when you first move in with the person you love, right? When I moved in with my wife, she loves to leave the toothpaste in the shower because that's where she brushes her teeth. And so I don't, and I would hate that to be like, I gotta go to the shower to get it. Stupid little things like that. But I love you, boo. Thank you for everything. Shout out to you. The cheerleaders look amazing. Shout out to Lincoln High School's cheerleader, Yonkers High School sports, baby. Let's get it popping. I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see what else is going to be happening here in the Yonkers Public School. And if you folks are willing to be bold enough, and if you're willing to take the time this coming year, be committed to change, I promise you, you will see our Yonkers Public Schools improve even more. We're going to find the money to make sure we provide what's necessary for our students.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez. You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
That's a lot of stars. That's a lot of stars. Ari, let's make it happen, guys. Make me happy today.
I know you have a lot of women that work in your office. I'm hoping that this is not true, Sammy. I know you have a lot of women that work in your office. And I was also...
But I am the bad guy.
I know you have a lot of women that work in your office. And I was also told that you favor some over others. I'm hoping that this is not true, Sammy. I'm hoping that this is not true, Sammy.
But I am the bad guy.
I'm a councilwoman, so the capacity that I know you in, they may know you in a different capacity. But I'm...
Freddy wins. Fatality.
Thank you for watching Basement Politics with my husband, Freddy Vazquez.
Let's get it popping.
Freddy wins.
I am Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics. Shout out to Tasha Diaz because she did stand up at one meeting and said, I want to thank Andrea Vazquez because she gave an amazing speech the other meeting, and because of her, we got $5 million more for the City of Yonkers Public Schools to bring in new social workers and counselors. Just the beginning of what she was doing. Oh, not to mention the laptops that she donated to the schools after applying for a grant in which she got $5,000. And they used that for laptops for the kids during the pandemic. Remember the YMA Idol? That was a hit. 500 people came out. They made over $3,000 for the students. They went on a trip and had a great barbecue, a picnic thing. And now the cheerleaders at Roosevelt, amazing. Check out the video. Now Lincoln got their cheerleading squad. That's what we're about, you disgusting pieces of...
I was raised in housing. I don't think you were. I want...
Freddy wins. Fatality.
No!